What are you doing?
Mm,
Can you tell everybody your name?
My name is Wisdom Chance Day Brown.
Hi, Wisdom Chance Tabor.
All of it's all of my names still with 6 letters.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
WISDOM.
Mm-hmm.
Say Chance.
CHANCE.
And last
Tabron.
TABRON.
Good job. Nice. My name is Carlyn Sanders. Most people call me Kai. And this could be part 1 or part 2 of a video that I just did. To be honest with you. But I'm calling this section, do you know what your local social service agency does? Because because of this experience that I've had, see, most people just lay down and they don't reach out. They don't talk to people about what's going on because most people don't care. And this is not any slight against other people. It's just life. There was a quote I've been reading, Stephen R. Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People with the Motivation Readers Mastermind Network. And one of the things that Mr. Covey writes is that he writes that satisfied needs do not generate, what does he say? Satisfied needs do not generate urgency or something like that. I need to look up the exact words. But the analogy he uses is that if at this moment right now the air was sucked out of the room, then you would be focused on getting some air. But because the air is there, then you don't even pay any attention to it. You don't even pay any attention to it. And it's that way with people like me who are going through something and could use some attention given to it. And so the attention is usually given. Oh, the quote is, I had to look it up, I'm sorry. Satisfied needs do not motivate it. Do not motivate. And so we go to organizations or are referred to organizations by people who care, who have seen the good things. Please sit back. Who have seen the good things that these organizations have done, and we end up. Well, if you're like me, I look at the website. It's not even about what other people say. I look at the website to see what the website says. And we're led to believe that these organizations do a certain thing, do a certain good. We see, the case studies and, the people who have what's the word, accomplished or achieved within the organization. And it seems exciting and possible. But in this situation, because I refused to be quiet after I found out that the assistance to pay for our hotel room was being removed from us with only 3 days confirmed notice, that I didn't know before that. I just knew that we were expected to be moved from the hotel, and I knew that 6 days, 5 days before we were supposed to move, before they anticipated us moving. And then 2 days later, I asked about the organization, that the ministry that referred us, and they told me that they would no longer pay for our stay with only 3 days notice, because I wasn't going to go into the program that they had referred me to. So I kept asking questions. So Friday I asked questions. Today is Wednesday, April 14th. On Monday I asked questions. I was right back at that office talking to people, calling people, sending emails, trying to find out more information about what was going on. And so and also other people that I talked to, what I, from actually here at the hotel that we're staying at, and what I compiled from all the information that I got is that the organization is, it's a small organization is what they call themselves. They're not that small. And I'm not going to disclose why, but they're not that small. Um, and But what they do is they partner with other organizations who maybe have more services, I would say. And those services um, extend the reach of what this particular ministry can do. So they partner with those organizations. Well, in the case that that organization has an opening where they can move somebody to a shelter that nobody has to pay for because it's already paid for by donations and stuff like that, they'll take them out of the hotel and they'll put them in that type of situation. Well, the problem I have with that, no, we're not going to talk about the problem I have with that. So what happens is what I was told was after the fact, after I found out that I only had 3 days to come up with the continuation, paying the money to pay for this stay, which amounts to about $2,000 for the month. What I, from compiling everything that different people said, the first thing is that this is not unusual, that they've done it on more than one occasion, and that the blessing that me and Wisdom had was that they had prepaid our stay 30 days because they didn't expect me to be matched with another organization so quickly. And so if we had not been matched, according to one of the people I spoke with, who told me that she was grateful that they had been able to extend our stay. And so, because normally what happens is when the referral comes into another agency, people are removed from the hotel or told they have to leave, or told that they're no longer, the stay is no longer being paid. So if they're stuck in a position like me and Wisdom where we weren't prepared for that information, then the hotel is looking for somebody to pay for the room, and the ministry is no longer. And they give no explanations to the hotel. And so when this first happened, I said, and I was telling my accountability partner, because I have one, I'm really proud of myself. I'm proud of her too, because she keeps me on track, that that if they did it to me with a child, then they've done it. It's part of their normal routine, is what they normally do. I'm not an exception. It wasn't just because it was fast and quick, it's because it's what they normally do. And that bothers me because their website says that their values are compassion, dignity, and justice. And when you talk about compassion and dignity, I'm the wrong person to go up against, because compassion is about, by definition, means that you feel empathy or you feel, remorse over the suffering of another person. And with that remorse comes an intense desire to alleviate the suffering. So when you have an intense desire to alleviate someone's suffering, then your objective should not be to, one, put them back in it, or two, make them meet your needs in order to be compassionate towards them. And that's exactly what this ministry has done. Jesus used the word compassion when he talks about the exceptional Samaritan in Luke 10, King James Version. And what the Samaritan did was he not only stayed with that man that he had found for a night, he then left money for the host to take care of him and promised more if there was more that needed to be done, that more that had been spent to take care of him. And that's what compassion should look like. So if you're telling me I have to move into a situation that I'm not comfortable placing my son in, or myself for my personal health reasons, then you're turning around and saying that my assistance is done, is not being compassionate. You thwart the very values, you compromise the very values that you believe you're upholding. And so right now I realize I'm talking to you as if I'm talking to them because they need to know this. And you need to know that it is very likely that most organizations are not doing what you think they're doing, that they are doing far differently than what you are expecting. And unless people submit to the choices other people are making for them, they can immediately remove assistance, saying that the person was being obstinate, they weren't complying, or whatever, when the person simply has dreams of their own. And that's not fair. And that's not compassion. And that's attempting to strip somebody of their dignity, of their self worth, as if their worth is only built upon what you deem as the way to acquire it. And to be just, to extend justice, nah, that is not what happened. And if it happened to me with a son, then it's happening to people all over the place. With a young son, he's only 5. Then it's happening to families and individuals across this nation. So if you don't know what's actually going on behind your organizations that are out there, then the pictures, the pretty pictures and the stories that they tell are only a small portion of what's actually going on. And I hope that you will open up your hearts and your minds to learn something different, to find out the truth behind the organizations, and talk to people. Talk to people who have been there to find out what's really going on. And I just felt compelled to say that because when you take the opportunity to listen and gather information from different voices, you have more an opportunity to know what the real story is. And the real story is that they've put more than me in this predicament before, and they just don't care. And that was exactly the impression that I got when I spoke to the 2 different people that I spoke to, is that they genuinely did not care about me unless I was submitting to the demands that they were making of me, which are not according to my standards, which are much higher than theirs. So I'm not going backwards. I'm going forward. And I know what God ordained me to do, and I'm going to do it. Our story has been much in line with giving the parable of the exceptional Samaritan an ending for the wounded man who lay in that inn after the Samaritan left him there. And so I have said, and I will repeat once again, but out loud to a greater audience, that I'm committed to my Jericho. I'm committed to me and Wisdom's Jericho. It doesn't look like their Jericho at all. And so I'm committed to that. So for anybody who would look at me and ask me to lower my standards in order to get there, I say deuces, y'all. You can't be here. There's an old spiritual that says, can't nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Can't nobody turn me around, turn me around. It doesn't exactly go into, and I think it's ain't nobody gonna turn me around, but either way, ain't nobody gonna turn me around, can't nobody turn me around. I am a soldier in the army of the Lord, okay? So I'm just saying, I'm getting hyped because I love my God and I love what he's been doing for me. I'm grateful for this experience because it has given me the final pieces of what to do to help others. I knew what to do before. I was pretty certain what I knew. But now I'm absolutely, positively, undoubtedly sure. And I hope that you will go with me too. Sign that petition, y'all. Sign that petition. The link is in the description. Peace, y'all. Love you.
Bye.
It's another amazing day in paradise. Bye. Adios. A biento. Au revoir. Hasta luego. That's our Duolingo at work. Hasta luego. Hasta la mañana. Ademán. Mwah. We love you.